Hello, Peter. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Can't complain. Everything's all right. Can you, from the very beginning, introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, so I'm 24. I am from Frankfurt, Germany, and currently I'm still studying business admin. And I got into trading like 2 years ago, like seriously trading. Before that, I've been always interested.
So you've been trading for 2 years now, right?
Yeah, like with full focus. And
And
prior to that, I've been interested in school and stuff, but after I got out of school, I did other stuff first.
yeah, and where did you obtain the expertise, the knowledge for trading?
Mm, yeah, firstly, I started just on YouTube
Hmm.
doing like all the videos that are like free, but I didn't have like much um, good experiences with that and couldn't find something that worked for me.
Hmm.
Then I went on to Bernd Skorpinski. He's also pretty big on YouTube and in the prop space right now. And that's where I got like my main strategy. And now I'm learning from different traders that have like proven track records and stuff for my, I'm trying to get like an intraday edge strategy. So I'm refining that right now
Okay, so
because,
yeah, sorry.
yeah. So yeah, because like my main strategy is swing trading right now. It's higher time
Hmm.
frame, daily, weekly charts. So since I'm doing it full time, I had some time free and now I'm having some time to work on my intraday edge.
Okay, so you basically trade swing trade strategy. So you hold the trade for a couple of days, even weeks, or
Yeah, yeah,
okay, and
even a month or 2 months
even
sometimes.
months. Okay.
My last trade was mid-December until like I took it off like last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's,
And on the side, you're also doing the day trading, so you're trying to
yeah,
find a new strategy that is more frequent for taking trades. Is that correct? Oh.
yeah. So I found one and I'm just refining it right now. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, can you be maybe a little bit more specific regarding your swing trading strategy to tell us what is the style? Are you a technical trader,
hmm
fundamental trader, or what is the base of
Um,
this strategy?
a little bit of both. So I'll mainly look at technicals because without technicals I don't have a trade anyway.
Hmm.
So I'll find nice zones that I like on the weekly charts and go on to the daily and refine them. And I'll also look at some fundamental stuff via proxy, like for example, I might look at seasonality depending on the product. Might have nice seasonal trends. I'll look at the COT reports because
Hmm.
I mainly look at futures assets and trade those. So if I'm in a CFD environment and FX, I will translate it into FX charts, but I always look at the futures charts.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
basically, from what I understand, you are looking for a trend on higher time frames, and also
yeah,
you're using the COT report to figure it out what's the market sentiment,
hmm
and then are you trying to trade with the trend, right? And also, as you mentioned, finding the zones. As I suppose you finding those zones for entries.
yeah,
Okay. Can you maybe a little bit demonstrate the strategy on the charts?
sure, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Let me just share my screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you see my charts?
Yes, I can see. I think Euro USD futures.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
All
this.
right. So I'll have COT like layout.
Mm-hmm.
So one trade I took was up here on the euro. Um, you can see like when the spread between, so the red line is fund managers and the blue is commercials.
Mm-hmm.
when the spread between those gets pretty extended, um, the trend tends to change.
Yeah.
And those here are retailers as well. So you can see like prior to the prior extreme, they are pretty bullish as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to not trade with them, so trade against them, or like in general, like find trades when markets are not that crowded anymore,
Mm-hmm.
because the risk reward is just not there anymore, and trends tend to these slow down or even reverse. So I'll also take counter trades. So you can see like this weekly time frame. The overall trend is still like down if you look at it from like a monthly perspective, but like here from say like 23, we started uptrending a little. So this could also be like considered a counter trend environment as well. But I'll
Okay.
need the markets to get really crowded for that. Other than that, I'll
Mm-hmm.
just take the bounces here. Um,
Yeah.
unless retailers are like just overly bullish. And
Okay.
yeah, then I'll go down to the weekly. I think this was where I took the trade. So the weekly zone here is like pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it was touched as well, and we get that huge reaction as well. So I'll need to go on to a daily time frame to look like for a better entry for more risk to reward. Even here, like the RR was very big, but I cannot like predict moves like that. I mean, here it was also like the Trump and win and stuff, so that pushed further. But
Mm-hmm.
like I don't have a crystal ball, even though I have a crystal ball as a layout name. Um, so yeah, basically,
Okay, so if I do understand correctly, you are
yeah,
mainly looking for the COT report when you're trying to trade with the hedge funds and against the retail traders when it
with
goes
the
to extremes.
commercials,
Yeah, with the commercials.
yeah,
And you're looking for the spread in between the volume, whenever it is the long side or short side, and
yeah,
then expecting the market to reverse, and at the same time using the technical analysis to find the perfect entry point, so some sort of a resistances, supports, and place your trades there, right?
yeah, like supply and demand zones, like little doji candles where you
Mm-hmm.
can like clearly see with your eyes without second guessing. Like you see how it like pushed out from here like with a lot of force and like broke structure multiple times to the downside. So you see like here supply exceeded demand by like a ton. So it
Mm-hmm.
those zones I'm trying to refine. You can also see it on the weekly, but I mean it's huge. And when I went down and like got it down to just the daily candles, and I mean
Mm-hmm.
this is a huge weekly pivot, I'd like hit that to a tick, and I mean that's a small zone. It's I don't know, just like 70, 80 pips,
Yeah.
not more than 100, and you can have huge risk to reward then.
Okay, so being a
Yeah,
swing trader, you also gotta have the wider stop loss, right? If you're taking trades that are 100 pips or more than 100
sure.
pips, holding them for weeks, even months, your
Yeah,
stop loss gotta be like huge, right?
yeah. Like this stop loss could be almost 1%, like right here.
About
So
200 pips.
because yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm also trying to cover a little bit above the zone. I don't want it to just get it out off like by a tick and then I'm out and then I get this huge move. So
Hmm.
gotta account for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you be maybe a little bit more specific about your approach to risk? What is your risk management with the swing trading strategy?
Well, you gotta, especially on like opportunities like this, you gotta go a little more on the, like if you get a trade every like 2 or 3 weeks, you can allow yourself to take a little bit of risk.
Hmm.
but of course always like in the drawdown requirements by the prop. So I need to like account for the daily loss limit. It could just also blast through it in a single day, so I could be like out, and you cannot lose like your prop account because you
Yeah, I
messed up.
understand.
Like yeah, so like I'd say like not more than 2%, but I feel comfortable like at 1.5%.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, 2% is like the maximum if all stars are aligned. But I'll barely do that.
Are you kind of a trader, as a swing trader, that opens the trade and then just leave it as it is whenever it's going to hit a stop loss or goes in my way? Or are you every day analyzing the same chart if anything happens, and eventually if something happens that goes against your trend, goes against your trade, you close the trade manually? Or
Mm, no, so I always set like the swing trades, I will always set and forget them. So
mm,
whenever they hit, I just leave them.
okay.
And like what you could do is trail like with new demand created in the process, like of this pivot, and wait for it to take you out. Or you could have like different approaches. Like if you say like the when the market crowdedness goes
Hmm.
away, you just take it off because the like from there the trend following sets in, and you're just out and you just let it get crowded again. Or you wait for an extremely opposite of
Yeah.
crowd, like maybe like right here commercials start to get very bullish and you say like, okay, then I'll take it off.
Mhm.
Or you just wait for the weekly trend to change, which is about to happen maybe here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, what do you think is the biggest advantage of being a swing trader?
Well, I mean, it's harder to mess up
Mhm.
um, because you have a ton of time. So as a beginner, you take off the time component, which you struggle with, like making quick decisions. I guess humans are in general like bad in taking decisions.
Yeah.
Um, like I guess like studies have shown like two decisions a day at max you can take that are gonna be like top notch, and the rest is just gonna get worse from there. So you take this aspect out and you leave like you give yourself time, and you also have to wait for your criteria to show up. And so it takes time for those, like if you take the COT for example, this takes like weeks to set up.
Yeah.
So you just have to wait, and you cannot take random trades. It's harder to take like just random trades here and there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you have some sort of your own plan that includes criteria points, and once they all meet, then you enter the trade, right?
Yeah, so you should have that for every like
Strategy.
strategy,
Yeah.
but
Agreed.
for swing trading, I feel like it's more beginner friendly because I've been there. Like I've traded like the M5, M15, like when I
Mhm.
started, but it's still a little, it's too much noise. There's like, you're limiting yourself to a certain time of day. So, like, when the sessions overlap, there's the most volume, and then it's like just dead, and you're overexposing yourself to overnight and maybe over weekend. So it this like with small stops, it could just take you out like one gap down and stuff like
Mhm.
anything could happen. You could just lose your floating R, and like you have to account for like that. The risk reward is always floating. It's like not a fixed number. It's always evolving, and um, I feel like with swing trading, that aspect is a little easier to keep track of because you also have the wider stops and you will not get
Yeah.
clapped as much. Yeah.
I totally agree. Me as a swing trade trader, I do also trade in the long term, mid-term, long term, and I agree that even for beginners would be better to set their stop loss a little bit bigger, because sometimes traders do the mistake that they have stop loss of 15, 30 pips, and the market fluctuation throughout the day is so massive that the trade can go well in their direction. However, with the fluctuation in between the day, they can hit the stop loss, and then they would make kind of a good money. So yeah, I
Yeah,
totally agree with that. And also, we've got more time to learn, to refine the strategy.
true.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's very beneficial, and this is something I recommend to every beginner. Okay, thank you.
Also,
Yeah,
I
sorry, go
would
ahead.
say like, yeah. So like if you go ahead and backtest the strategy, it's harder to keep track of what happened day to day, what
Hmm.
news release happened or whatever. So I think it's easier to get more like a cleaner data for your swing trading strategy because it tends not to get like a ton of noise from
Yeah,
the day to day news and stuff.
yeah, agree to
Yeah.
that. Um, What is your workstation like? Do you trade only on your laptop with this swing strategy, or uh, just using laptop to analyze the charts and then just reading news or the POT report in your phone?
Well, honestly, I just have to sit down like once a week on a Sunday and do the analysis. Like the COT report comes out every Friday, so
Hmm.
it's once a week. I don't have any data points from there. I guess like you could estimate it and prepare throughout the week because if you have like very adverse movement, commercials buy into weakness, they sell into strength and stuff. So you could prepare because okay, I'm getting into extreme. You also have to find an indicator, obviously, to maybe put your readings into perspective because like if you have the raw COT chart, it's hard to read at some point unless in
Yeah.
hindsight you see the extremes. So that would be important. And yeah, just need one day, sit down. I do that. I mostly check charts. I still check charts throughout the day because I'm interested, but
Hmm.
I wouldn't have to. That's why I use like just TradingView. For like more granular analysis, I have a lot like a PC, a desktop PC as well, one monitor, and because I need TradeStation as well sometimes.
Hmm.
It's like a better platform. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, thank you
that's
for
what I use.
sharing the strategy. Me personally, I also use a COT report. I'm doing it the old way, so going to CFTC websites and then
Mm,
going throughout the list of the futures contracts. However, the for traders who are using TradingView, the indicator might be very helpful. I don't think that we will no longer need the chart, so you can close the sharing.
yeah.
So thank you very much. We appreciate that. And maybe what I would like to ask next is, you personally, what do you pursue in trading?
In what sense?
Like, what inspires you to trade? Is it the freedom? Is it the money? Is it just
Um,
the way you
it's
love it? Or
just yeah. I would say it's curiosity and
okay.
the love for the trade. And I think if you like have yeah, freedom comes by extension, but if you also like have like a monetary aspect, the monetary aspect of it in your mind as a motivation, I don't think
Hmm.
that's gonna work out long term because it's hard and it's I would compare it to a sport. So you would never like start playing soccer or football or something and say I want to do like I want to have millions of dollars with that job because you just get maybe run over by all the other guys that have been like playing like from they were 5 or 6 years old. And so I don't think monetary motivations are good to
Yeah.
set. They will come by extension if you love what you do and you like dial in and work every day on your edge and your
Hmm.
strategy. And this should be also your target, like improving day to day,
Yeah.
getting better every day, and fixing one thing, like getting 1% better, and that will add up. Money will come by extension, and you will not worry about it as well, because your job, like, it's not like a regular job. It's paying very sporadically, so the
Yeah.
I get like good payouts, but they are not gonna come. Like, maybe I'll get a month where I don't get any trades, so I have to account for that as well and not stress over it.
Yeah, step by step, just great answer. Just as such as you improving in your life and improving your strategy slowly, consistently with the discipline. Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely agree. What do you think is the key for long-term success in trading?
Well, staying in the game,
Yeah.
obviously. Like, yeah, not blowing up. Um, you have to really love it in order to show up, because there's gonna be those days where you just get slapped all over the face and you just don't know what you did wrong. Like, you do the same thing as yesterday, and
Mhm.
all of a sudden your edge doesn't maybe work for like a period of time, and you just have to be able to sit through that.
Hmm. Yeah. And on the other hand, what do you think is are the biggest mistakes that new traders do these days? Like what they should be avoiding? I mean, blowing an account is mostly inevitable for all of the traders. At least me
Yeah.
personally, I don't know the trader who didn't blow an account. But to take it slow, or
Yeah,
yeah,
take it slow. No one forces you to blow an account. If you blew like 5 accounts, maybe set a like target for blowing accounts, and just stop
Mhm.
for a minute and reflect and work on your edge. And also, what a lot of traders tend to do is not record what they did wrong. So
Yeah.
and I did that in the beginning as well. They'll blow accounts and then just come back and the other day and not record what they did and not look at it. And because you just don't want to look at your mistakes, obviously, and you just want to just put it away and like not look at it again. And but that's actually, I think, the biggest learnings you'll have when you go through and like you check, because no one starts like I remember the feeling when you used to start a fresh challenge or an account, and you had like those first trades, they were always like very good, and like when you stick to the strategy, and at some point something happens which throws you off, and from there like the discipline goes and stuff, and you
Mm.
have to find that trigger and record everything you do, keep a log of what you do, like even like timestamps and stuff, maybe like write down what you were thinking in that moment, and go back and watch like what you did
Yeah.
and reflect on it.
Yeah, that might be agree that push traders to do not stick to the strategy and go with the higher lot size and you know
Yeah.
trying to reach that fairy tale that they are going to soon makes tens of thousands of dollars. So yeah, just keep to the strategy and if needed refine it, but take it slow.
Mm.
Yeah, most
And
definitely.
it's also a thing that always just happens in trading. I feel like no one will ever go out in any other job and like expect to make money from the get-go, or at
Hmm.
least not that payment. They will maybe have like some sort of payment to support their living, but like no one, if you like go ahead and you want to become a doctor, you're gonna need a few years of studies, practical experience, and then you have to firstly work yourself up. And
So do
it's
you personally take it as a job, just like trading?
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's a passion, but it's like any other business. And I feel like a lot of people haven't even made their way out to the tax office and register it as a proper business. They don't have an accounting in place and stuff. So stuff like this, you have to treat it like a proper business. And the doctor example, that doctor might have like a 10-year path in front of him before he sees any good payment at all. So
Yeah.
you gotta love being a doctor and helping people if you're gonna go through that,
Hmm.
and until you make money.
Yeah, that's a great advice. Uh, how did you learn about us? First of all, how long have you been trading with us?
A long time.
Long
Like
time. Okay.
from where I started, like maybe 2 years ago. Every
Hmm.
now and then yeah, but like now been funded for, I forgot to keep like maybe almost a year now. I've had my E8 account, 10 months,
Okay.
something like that.
And
I
how
guess
much have
that's
you?
why I'm
Yeah, sorry.
also in the interview because I've kept my account so long, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
We're trying to interview the top trader, not
yeah.
only one, but top traders from each country, and
Mm.
some of them make way more. But however, you have managed to keep your account for quite a long time, so which is quite impressive. How much have you have made with us so far?
I have like just a small account. I think it's a 50K,
Yeah.
and I've grown it like 10% or something like that.
Mm.
I still have the old EA one steps where you also just those were pretty cool. You used to keep like I keep my payouts in the account and it's just compounds.
Scaling.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
scales. It's the unique way of scaling. I didn't see it at any other prop before.
So that's what you would be interested in, just scaling your account, do not take those payouts,
No,
and
I
just
take them,
you. Okay.
but on that particular account, it still stays at the threshold, which is pretty cool. So if
Mhm.
you like make $1,000, they're gonna stay in your account as a scale.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there something specific why you personally choose us as a prop firm? Because there's a lot of prop firms, and if there's something
Mm,
that you see as an advantage of V8 markets, why you have chosen us in the first place?
mm, I look at the image like of the prop, like how long has it been
Mhm.
around, and if I remember correctly, it was like 2021, 2022, something like. So it's been around for a few years. That's a plus. It looks like very professional, the whole appearance, and of course you see that EA has invested in tech and has its own setup and stuff. It's not like a white label. That's like a big thing to pay attention to. I like when the CEO is like public and
Mhm.
also engaging maybe with the community on Twitter and stuff. That's a plus because if you like show your face and you come forward and you're proud of your company, you want to grow it and you're here for the long term.
Yeah.
And also it's a plus, and that's a huge plus on E8 that you see when a prop is like desperate for sales and they used to do those perma sales, and EA
Mhm.
just barely does any sales because they don't have to, and you have a feeling that their cash flow is stable and they're like pretty secure in the company. And I guess like innovation in terms of you always see E8 come forward with a lot of new challenge types or now the futures, and so when they try to push, and it's a good sign for me as well. For
Yeah.
example, the account I have, like I've never seen that type of challenge and scaling and stuff with other props.
Thank you for that review. We appreciate for choosing
Yeah.
us as your trading ally. Maybe two last questions that comes to my mind, and to give some beginners some tips is what was the most difficult on the evaluation process, and what advice would you give to traders attempting to take an E8 evaluation?
Mm, I mean, for me, it was always difficult in the beginning when I used to have like always those adrenaline kicks when I'm close to passing a challenge, or yeah, you miss your target by like a little bit and you have to like stress over those last few dollars, and just don't do that. Just take it easy, come back another day. You don't
Mhm.
have to get funded today, and just don't stress over. I don't think if you like focus on passing that you set yourself in the right mind to pass, because it's like pretty annoying to always like keep track of your like target and stuff. And so just put on good trades and the target will take care of itself.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
advice. So
yeah.
I think I've got all of my answers all of my questions
Yeah,
answered. So thank you very much for
thank you.
making the time and effort to
Of
make this
course.
interview happen in the first place. So I think that with your account, keeping that for almost a year, we'll see most definitely each other on one more interview in the future. Once you get even more, once you manage to level up on higher balance account. So
Yeah, I've
thanks
got
again
that
for
in the
sharing.
pipeline. Yeah, gotta grow my accounts a little, and yeah, it's gonna be definitely the first goal to prop
Thank you. We appreciate
to
it.
grow. Yeah,
Okay, so thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day and
thank you,
enjoy the trading with us.
thank you. Have a good
Thank you.
one.
Take care.